The Watchman here. Suman Rahim, Mr. the Covenant, Watchman. The Watchman brothers and sisters. I have a very special presentation. And I'm going to talk about something that I've never talked about before. In fact, I stayed away from it. It's about the last two chapters of Daniel. Boy, you talking about a headache? Headache. Severe headache. Right? And I struggled with that for, I said, let me back off and work on some other stuff because I be stuck with it. I won't get anything done because I'll be stuck with this forever. And so I backed off and put it on the side, back burner, other things, right? Until not very long ago, I finally said, okay, everything else is pretty much knocked out. Let me go ahead with this headache. Went into it. And I got it. And like all things in you say, oh man, like I said before, of course, we don't know what you're looking for. As a matter of fact, I want you to give me a giraffe, but you don't know what a giraffe looks like, so you show these animals. Which one are you talking about? And the other thing is, as far as my enunciation and my voice, it came to my attention that I'm as bad as I was before. And so I was going to pay close attention to that and work on it. And we said you can't teach old dogs new tricks or whatever. And so I kind of I know it's the last presentation. I couldn't hardly understand what I was saying myself. So I'm conscious of it, so let me work on it some more. I'm going to try to, especially today, I expect this to be a short presentation, but I always expect that. But first, GPS. We're going to get to the main in a few minutes. It says in the Quran, says, those in an elevated place know all by their marks. I know most of you don't understand what that means, if any of you understand what that means. There's some people that they don't have to tune in, but they enter action, they can just observe, right? And characterize you based on the observation and your actions. Now, the question has been in the last few days about, this thing called pushmobiles. And why am I keep talking about that? Because that's why the Levites are going through tribulation. There are two opportunities. Elijah tried to resurrect them. No spirit. In other words, no breath, no spirit. No motivation. That's what it means. No motivation. No engine dead. Couldn't start the engines. How you know it's true? Because Elijah, once he stopped pushing them, they stopped. They ain't going anywhere. They just sit there. They said, nature is not fair. They sit there. I witnessed it. And so, when you have children, you expect your children to go to the next level, right? You're on the first floor. They should go second. I mean, that's, when a tree, you plant, you plant seeds, but the seeds came from another tree. And so you plant seeds, that's the seeds of that tree, and this seed's supposed to adapt to a new reality. Move on to the next level. See, if the tree's not bearing fruit, that means it's not moving on to the next level. It's not producing anything. And we won't have that in hereafter. The Quran says every tree that does not bear fruit will be cut down. We won't have that. See, the problem is that that's not our nature. And that's why you've been getting this kind of attention, because you was told to submit, you did, and part of that was, right? They would dumb you down where you wouldn't want to think at all. They say if you want to hide something from a black person, especially a black man, just put it in a book. Because you don't think, you don't want to think. You have no desire to think. And those of you talking about breaking the gravitational vortex, how do you think you're going to do that? You want to come in new reality, but how's that reality go? Okay, why would you leave America, right, and go into the jungle and live like a wild beast? You better off stand here. Because that's what would happen. Because if these devils was to die overnight, that's what you had, that's what you left with. Because you ain't doing any thinking. You ain't producing anything. You got your pants hanging down, got braids. You don't know anything. You ain't learning anything. I mean, he didn't get these computers and cars and planes and trains by prayer or prayer beads. Yeah, by thinking. Now his thinking is elementary, but it's more than yours. You don't have to think very hard because you're not thinking at all. And he's made that way and you're comfortable with it. You're totally dependent upon the devils for everything. So you can't tell me that, hey, you against the devils and you're 100% for this program when you totally under the devil's control. Mentally, you're totally under control because you're push mobile. You have, how are we going to bring, like they tell me, these 6 states, reparations? Who's going to run those states? Silas, we're going to get rid. Who's going to run those states? You, Silas? What you going to run? You crying your tears? That's going to move things? Do you ask these people these questions? Who's going to run it? Oh, Mass, come back and run this stuff for us. That's what happened to Liberia. Those black folks left here prematurely, went to Liberia, right? I think it was back in the early 20s or late 1900s. I mean, late 1980s or early 1920s. During that period of time, a lot of black folks say, okay, we're going back to Africa. Premature. Liberia. And their flag was American flag. Their money was American money. And right now, I understand the Africans that lived there finally got rid of them. They spoke English. So they might as well stay there. It was a joke. And there was oppressing the Africans over there. The Africans finally, if I understand, don't hold me to it, right? Because the last time I got, there was documentation on that, documentary, right? I think 60 Minutes did one, and where the Africans, the actual Africans that was there, they withdrew them and got rid of them. So I'm not sure if Liberia even exists right now. I'm not going to look it up, but it's not that important right now. But the point is, so I mean, why change your name? Why not remain Jason Knickerbotham? Why? You don't know anything. You ain't trying to know anything. And you come with the devil do anything for you. You don't know that's a trap. You don't realize that's a trap. See? Like someone, they mess around and get sick and they're in a wheelchair. And he come in that wheelchair after a while, 10 years later, still in that wheelchair. So you got to get out of there. Oh man, I like riding around the wheelchair. Now you're stuck in it. Now you're stuck in it. Okay? So now you totally depend upon them for thinking. Elijah Muhammad tried to break you out of that mold. Okay? He tried to break you out of it. And people thought he broke you out of it, but he hadn't. Because you were he was pushing you. And he pushed hard. I was there. Okay? And when he stopped pushing, you stopped. You didn't go any further. You didn't move to the next level, anything. You stopped. And then until someone else came along and pushed you, right? And that's far he pushed you in the direction he wants you to go. In fact, he actually pushed you backwards because you unraveled. That's his word he liked to use. You unraveled everything. He unraveled everything Elijah Muhammad taught. There wasn't devils anymore. We ain't going anywhere. We're going to bring him to NOI. We're going to sit down and make peace with him. That's totally opposite of everything Elijah Muhammad taught. Because you're pushing me, you're just going in a direction. See, I was trying to explain this. I said, You think in the direction and at the speed you're moving. Now, I know you may not understand that, but that's a fact. Right? And if you're a negative thinker, right, see, then you'll be going in a negative direction. And every time you come with a decision or something, it's going to have a negative connotation to it because you're a negative thinker. If you're a pushmobile, whatever decision you make, it's going to have that connotation of not doing anything. Not doing anything because you're a pushmobile. That's a conclusion you'll come to. That's going to make sense to you. So Elijah Muhammad had a nation full of pushmobiles. There's only one, says the messenger of the covenant, that would take to the next level. He was self-motivated. And if you look at his history and everything he did, that's proof of it. Because no one gave him the angel. No one gave the messenger of the covenant that mission. He wasn't taught by anybody. He saw it and moved on with it. Took control of it. Handle it. Self-motivated. Because he looked to say, because he could say, oh man, well, yeah, I'll just lay back on this. No. He went forward. Right? What they call that? That's what they use. I forgot the word they use. Right? Proactive. Proactive. See? You've been proactive all the time. That's why he says the firstborn amongst the dead ones. The dead ones are the pushmobiles. See, the first one born amongst the dead ones. So they can get together and they can meet and everything they want to, but the decision is going to be, well, let's not do anything. For whatever reason. Because they find a reason to justify it, and that makes sense to them. And that makes it sound like good, like, I mean, I didn't want to make any mistakes. So you don't do anything. And people's lives depend upon you. And I say they can go further than what you push them. Right? So you can teach them all you want. But then keep coming back to you, asking you, can you go to the store with me to help figure out how much change you want to get? Yeah, how much is 5 plus 3? Oh, 8, because you memorize it. How much 3 plus 8? Oh, 3 plus 5, right? Scratching your head. They push mobiles. And I've always had a problem with push mobiles. I refuse to deal with that again, ever. I did it for a while. I've been thinking about that one. But I'm not going to have that legacy. I did all that work for years, and as soon as they stop, they stop. No one turned the engine on anything. It's that Suleiman, he took it next level. As Xenia started, he took it next level. And nobody's pushing them. I gave an example like, you got this guy, right? You got 2 people, for example. He says, hey man, I want to take a trip, man. I'm gonna go to I'm gonna go to Seattle or something, right? And there's a highway that goes that way, and there's another, way you can go, right? It's not as fast, but you're familiar with it because you've been there a few times. But now they got a super highway, you're not familiar with it. And so you say, wait, man, the highway, man, that's fast, but man, I'm not familiar with that one. I'm not sure, this other one will take a few more hours, man, but I'm familiar with it. I know what to expect, right? I know where the gas stations are. I know, what sleeping, whatever they call those things, right? Rest places. I know the whole thing. I know people along the way, right? See, but not just highway. So it's okay. Okay, well, I say I'm gonna take the path known. Maybe more, maybe hard, no, not easy as quick as slick as that. But I'm familiar with that. I know I can handle that one. So he gets to moving. Then you got another person come along and say, hey, man, you got the same situation, right? Yeah, man, I know about I know that highway. I don't know, man. I'm just faster, man, but I'm not familiar with it. I mean, what does it go through? If something happens, can I, is anybody I can, I'm on the path that I could probably check in with if something happens, or, I don't know. That path I know. Maybe it's the other path here. I know that one. I've been here several times. But let me just sit here and think about it. I think I'm going to take it and think about it. And I think I'm going to call people and check and see, if they ever had experience going that other one. And yeah, so I'm just going to sit here, check. See, he got a different attitude. See, he ain't going nowhere. So he going to check. But he ain't going anywhere. He can't. He's going to sit there. Who knows how long he sit there? Okay? So, because he's a pushmobile. So he's going to find justification or whatever and not do anything. See? Because, I had people working with me and I'm telling them, I say, look, go with what you know. If all you do is add and subtraction, go with that. Just what you know. If you don't know the calculus, don't do it. Maybe do that later, but go with what you know. Get things done, right? The answer I get back was, I didn't do anything because I want to make sure I got it right. Well, yeah, but didn't you know this? The simple path, these simple things here? Did you know that? And did you memorize anything? You could just repeat things that you know was said that was okay. I mean, you could do something because then that doesn't occur to them. Because their thinking is dead. They're really thinking. I explain to people, you have to understand what thought is before you can say you're thinking. They're not thinking. Our people are not thinking people. They don't have any spirit. They're not thinking. You think, I'm going to figure out how much money I got to, bills I got to pay, and how to get it. That's not thinking. That's just instinct on a high level. Birds, right? They get things done. They know what between north and south. Bees can make honey, so forth and so on. Ant meat, build things. We're out there with gophers or whatever they call beavers. They can build dams. What would you call that? How they learn to do that? How tigers learn to hunt, go downwind. It's not thinking. And our people don't do any thinking. And I know I can't communicate with our people because they're thinking. And that's my job, to get them thinking. See, Elijah Muhammad give me what they call them a jump when you have a car. So you couldn't give them a jump, right? Maybe different parts of the country got a different word for that, but take your car and start it up, put some cables onto their car. Sometimes it doesn't work. Jump, give him a jump. He gave him a jump and didn't start. He left and they stopped. They were just sitting here, right, waiting for somebody to push him. Here come Farrakhan. So okay, push me in the opposite direction. And they're not complaining. Why? Because they had to think. Because everything Elijah said, we had to know that Farrakhan's a damn liar, a goddamn liar. He's not teaching Elijah Muhammad, but you have to be thinking to do that. They're going to be thinking in a minute because they'll be forced to or die. That's what tribulation's all about. See? You're going to have an angel. I'm preparing a special message for you. Right? You got the 5 pillars of Islam and the medical ones. I have to think. Right? Because nobody's going to. Because the devil, remember, The devils, they're going to be attacking you. With what? Your fight will not be hands and legs. You just, I keep telling you, that's what the war is. You have to outthink them. First, you got to think, outthink them. If you ain't thinking, then you're going to be on the menu. You don't get it now, you'll get it in a minute. Those don't get it, right? Just be lost. Right? They perish. It says many will perish. Right? You think in the direction you're going, right? At speed you're moving. Positive and negative depends on you. And black folks not moving anywhere. You still ain't going anywhere. You think black folks' conditions changed? How does it change? It's got worse. Women walk around in their panties. Yeah, might as well be panties. I'm surprised, but I shouldn't say anything because that might be the next move. I mean, at that point, right? Everything's exposed. You first got panties on, it got so tight, you might as well have anything on. So why just cut to the chase? Just get some black shoe polish, just paint yourself. What's the difference? What would be the difference? I'm not accusing you. I'm just saying. This is the condition you're in. That's why it goes to tribulation, because Elijah desperately tried to get you jump started. I've been 30 years trying to get you jump started. Right? And I had a group of people for 4 years constantly, plugs, everything. I mean, charges, the whole 9 yards, and nothing. And I cut that chase. That's like I said. Recently, I said, okay, I'm putting your hands. Because they saying they got it, right? And right now, all hell's breaking loose. I mean, even YouTube is saying it. I mean, you could listen to YouTube and they scared, right? Pilots, airlines being canceled, flights being canceled, right? Iran's already told they said they're going to take your gas. They already said they don't care if it starts World War III or not. They're angry. Like I said, don't get the Hulk angry. Turn green and start kicking ass. And Iran is the Hulk. You ain't never seen Iran. They didn't even get angry when they was fighting Saddam Hussein. And now they got angry. And they say they're angry. Whoa, don't get me angry. And they said they're going to retaliate. They said they're going to retaliate hard. They said, I don't care. And I know. I keep saying, I'm not going to say we anymore because I know. I can't speak to other people because I have no indication they really know anything. Right? But I know how it's going to turn out. And some things I'm telling you in a minute will make you think that I know exactly what's going to happen, but I can't say exactly what's going to happen. And be close. The only one know the exact day and time is Matthew Muhammad. I think I came in pretty close. You'll see in a minute, right? Because I'm just stepping out there. I mean, I've been cautious, right? Because a lot of things happen back and forth in the Middle East and everything, over the years. But this one, I'm going all in this one. This is it. I cannot see how it cannot be. I say when Iran makes a move, it's going to be devastating. America and Britain will be canceled in the Middle East. They will come out there flying in agony, burn on fire. The ones that make it, the ones that don't make it, there'll be no pity on them, none whatsoever. And false Israel will be under siege. And there'll be no pity for them whatsoever. I said, none will escape. The whole economy will crash. They will have no food. That's like they're doing to the Palestinians. All food will be cut off. See? But they're not going to sit around and starve like the Palestinians. They ain't do that because they're too weak. See? They're going to start eating each other and say, eat their sons. Oh, it's going to be panic. So we'll talk about that in a minute. But that's what tribulation is for, brothers and sisters. Like I said, sisters that want to go, they can go. But the point is, they still got that issue. They still got that issue. They still got it. They got it. Because that's what gods are. It's still started. Gods don't pray to anybody. They buy you a God. Anyway, because they idiots over there. And they whatever Farrakhan crap he put in their mouth, that's what comes out. Right? They got their head so far crap that Farrakhan's ass that they got a mouth full of, and that's all that comes out. Hey, whatever they say, because they push more bills, not thinking. Because anybody that can think, and like I said, I don't know who I'm talking to, because the only person I've met in my entire life, only a black person. I met a lot of white people that think because I work with them. Right? And they always thought of me like I had a degree or something because they always thought it was unusual. Oh man. Oh, myself. That's my display here. Oh. And so I'll keep this short. So first, let me get my displays back in. There's some unusual things been happening lately, brothers and sisters, and I got an explanation for it, but I don't like the explanation. Even though I think the explanation is 100% right. I'm not going to go into it today because it's a special subject, but some of the things it's too late to talk about anyway. It's too late to talk about anyway because they expected hell to break loose in the next day. I go, somebody saved today. No. Iran said they don't give a damn. They don't say it. Everybody's trying to talk Iran down. They said, hell no, not this time. Okay, I got it. Okay. Now this time, thanks. I'm all in on this one, brothers and sisters. The time, everything is, and you'll see in a minute why I'm saying that too. But the purpose of tribulation is the finishing process. To finish the process of turning from angels into gods. And if you somehow get to tribulation and that transformation hasn't taken place, then you're in a bad situation. Right? Shame and abandonment. Just think. Say, for instance, you went to school, but you couldn't even learn to read and write. I'm talking about right here. You couldn't learn to read, and your English really bad. Couldn't read or write. See? People ashamed of you. They appalled at you. You be ashamed of yourself because you couldn't hold a job, nobody bothers you. Next thing you're on the street with a sign. Somebody give me some food. Keep that in mind because that's pretty much how you, to some extent, and that's mild, what you're looking forward to when you get home, if you get home. I'm just, nobody's going to come back and blame me and charge me with buttering this up and not telling the truth. I'm telling the truth. Now, because when you end up like that, you was told. Because say, oh man, me tell me that. No. I told you. And it's not easy. If you read in there, I'm not going to that, I explained it. It says, Suleiman, he was sweating tears, sweating blood. He's in agony to get that brain started, charged. Right? Turn the ignition key on. Turn the ignition with it, right? It wasn't easy. I wouldn't want to go through that process again. Like I said, guy come out of the gym, even female, man, look a lot of muscle, oh, man, they muscle down, ass. What do you think? They was scratching their ass in the gym or sitting around eating popcorn and drink pina coladas and they came out like that? No. They put a lot of pain to achieve that. Pain. No pain, no gain. We want to bounce that, so I'm keep that short. Okay, here we get to it. I talked about Daniel 11, was actually Daniel 8 and Daniel 12. Another one, I'm not sure I'm hitting on that, but it's a little, this was especially difficult because you had to reference this cross with the angel. And that threw me for a while. And I'm not sure if I need to mention that here or not. But it's been what, 76 years since false religion was set up. 76 years. 1948. Now remember, scripturally, the year starts in March, spring. Keep that in mind. That's how I was able to say what would happen in October, what would happen in September. Because September's the Sabbath, the seventh month, according to scripture. Because spring is the first month. That makes September 7th month, the Sabbath month. So that's a little thing you have to know. Let's go on. Let's see here. I heard one of the saints speak, and another said unto that certain saint which spake, how long shall be the vision concerning the daily sacrifice and the transgression of desolation, right? From that side to that situation, right? To give the sanctuary and host to be trod underfoot. Right? So in other words, the transgression and desolation, look at this carefully. How long will be the vision concerning the daily sacrifice and the translation of desolation? I mean, from one to the other. To give both the sanctuary and the host to be trod underfoot. So how long will it be from, right? Daily sacrifice from that point, right? Until the transgression. And it gives you, it says the sanctuary and the host be trod underfoot. So in other words, that sacrifice meant it's going to, whatever spiritual work got stopped. That was somebody else. So I'm not going to, I will see. And he said to me, 2,300 days, then shall the sanctuary be clean. So for 2,000, sanctuary is going to be not clean. Okay? It's going to be filth in there. Something not clean is going to be there. And see, and also it's going to be trodden underfoot during this time. Remember sanctuary? Both sanctuary and the host. The sanctuary, that means the land and the people. Sanctuary and the host be trodden underfoot. And it says 2,300 days. Right? 2,000, yeah, if you do that, you find that comes out to approximately 76 years. Because 2,300 days, right? That comes out to, let me go to the next one. Let me go to the next one here. There's 2,300. 30 months. That comes out to 76.6. See? That's 76.6 years. So I mean, you got, I said, particularly hard to do the math to understand what they're talking about here. Because you say 230 divided by 30, right? That'd be like 76 months. And we know from the engine, right, 76 months typically means 76 years. 76.6 years, right? So now if we go from 1948, remember 1948, right, to 2024, that's 76 years. 76 years, right? Plus approximately 6 months or half a year, right? It's an approximation there. So it could be 5 months, 6 months, whatever. It's approximately, it's about half a year, a little more than half a year, right? So if we just round it out, right, then we say, you got to say 70. Remember, but you start off from 1948. Now, false Israel actually was May. So they established May. So they say May to June, July to August, September, October, November. Go that way, right? Say May, June, July, August, September, October. Right? So say May, June, July, August, September, October. If you say 6 months, yeah, that puts you October. So it says, from the time it was established until this, would they be underfoot and everything? Until desolation occurred. That's when it would occur. Hold on, sisters, let me see if I got something. No. Let's go back and read this again. Make sure we understand this. Okay. Concerning the sacrifice were taken away. Right? So it was taken away in 1948, and in transgression of desolation, both the sanctuary and the host be trod on foot. That'd be for 76 years. During that period of time, it would be 2,300 days. And then it'll be cleansed. Right? Okay. And that puts you at 2024 plus it. So that means sometime between now and October, right? False Israel will be gone. I mean, in other words, they won't have control over you no more. That's what we're saying there. Because it'll be cleansed. So it depends on how you calculate that. Because I said, I can't do it exactly because this is an approximation here. So you say, well, if you go from April, March, how you calculate it. So say, right, we know it won't be in September. But the war, in other words, they will be overcome, false Israel will be overcome, right? Now that's the second phase of the war. So it says they will be overcome during this period of time. Sometime between, depends how you calculate, so you make it come out August, right? Say March, April, May, June, July, August. I'm going with August. Because I know it's not going to be September. So it says that's when they be defeated. Do your own calculation, brothers and sisters. That's what it says there. Okay, let's move on. Abomination of desolation. What it says about that one? Okay, let's see about that one. From the time the daily sacrifice taken away and the abomination desolation set up, there'll be 1,290 days. The daily sacrifice. Let's back up here. Make sure we don't make a mistake here. You're talking about the same thing. Because here, see, the vision concerning daily, how long will be the vision concerning daily sacrifice? Right? See? And the transgression of desolation. So be careful with that one, because is there two visions there or what? But daily sacrifice here and the transgression of desolation. When we transgression of desolation, be 76 years. So daily sacrifice, right? What is that? Okay. Daniel was hard, but that was like, okay. And from the time the daily sacrifice was taken away and the abomination desolation set up. Okay. So when the daily sacrifice In this case, Moses wanted to set up. And it says it would be 1,290 days. See? I don't know if I said. Well, this is a little complicated, brothers and sisters. Remember, we the one making the sacrifice. And when was that sacrifice over? 2020. Right? 1619, 2019, 2020. Right? Remember, you got to go by March is the first of the year, not January. Mm-hmm. So now before to my sacrifice too, right? Well, that's also when Suleiman conceived at the same time. That gets so complicated for you, brothers. I'm not going to go into there, right? So because you're probably not going to understand this. Okay, 1,290 days equal 43 months, right? Okay, so if you go from 2020 in March, and it's 3.6 approximation again. We got that approximation, right? So how do you pen you at it? But if you go from 20 from right, and you had 3.7 if you want to, where I put you? I put 2023 October. Because how you get that approximation. It could be September. You know, it could be September. Put 3.7 there, 3.6. That's his approximation. So the sacrifice was over 2020. Officially 2020. And the first of the year, right, is actually March. And it says abomination of desolation will take place 1,290 days after the sacrifice ended. From the time the sacrifice should be taken away when it ends, and the abomination set up. And that's when it was set up. 2020. 2023, brother. October. Do the math, brothers and sisters. So let's go. Apocalypse end. Right? This is more future. From time the sacrifice was taken away and the abomination that they set up, there should be 1,290 days. We already talked about that, right? Blessed he that waits and cometh to 1,335 days. What does that mean? Is that right? Which word am I going to use? In other words, are they good? I can't think of what I want to use here. Right? Anyway, if they set the same starting point or just afterwards, see, it's not clear here. Let's see, because some people say, right, that the 1,335 days, right, is just started with the 2,000 and just 45 days more. See? But in that case, why don't you say 45 more days? Or is it from that time forward? From the time of the abomination of desolation forward. Okay? I'm taking that away because what it's saying is that that's 1,235. That's approximately 3.5 years. Again, you have that approximation, right? And so if you go from October, when the abomination of desolation started, that put you at 2026 plus, which means, right, that be end of the apocalypse. Because you still got to go to tribulation, you got the goat war, and then we finally got the war, the lion and the bear. And it said, it's all be finished. 2026 plus, because the approximation there. Sometime near the end of the year of 2026. That's out there. So you do the math. This is amount I put in the back burner, but I couldn't touch it. I didn't know what to expect, and those dates, you know. And when I first looked at it, right, I did not know, right, at that point, when I first looked, the first time I looked at it, right, I wasn't aware, right, of when the abomination of desolation will start. So there's no way I could calculate that, because I'd have to calculate that based on that, right? But I did know when false Israel got established and the conception, you know, Christ, Antichrist, I didn't know that. The daily sacrifice, those things, what are you talking about? And the problem was, I had to, once I learned more about the angel kingdom, I got a better understanding what that meant, because the one thing about Daniel, sometimes some things in Daniel, because Daniel usually defines itself, but there's something that's very difficult it does, it takes, and you have to look at the angel, because it won't explain it. Daniel, they say, what's this? You can't, because you can find anything that related to. That's one thing about Daniel, you gotta, you know, like someone said, threes, and you know, threes have a certain significance. And that's no story. So I'm gonna keep it short, brothers and sisters. I don't know if I need to go back over that again, but you know, you can look at it and do the numbers, check them out for yourself. So what it's telling you, that's what I'm telling you. I'm all in. I think it's gonna be this month, because that's what it's telling me. I think the second phase is gonna take place this month. Well, that's the time and a half that backs up, but I'm not going to deal with that right now. See, when the abomination would take place. October 23. Right? I said, what it is. Oh no, I messed up. I missed something. I get something wrong here. Oh, okay. It tells you that's when it will start. Right? Here. So sacrifice of transgression, desolation, when will it start? Translation of desolation, right? See? They're referring to abomination, desolation, right? To get its both sanctuary, and it's be during that period of time, right? The sanctuary, that means Jerusalem, and right, that sanctuary of Jerusalem and Palestine will both be trodden underfoot. Them and the people. They just take, they got the land, they got land occupied, they got people occupied too, under their foot. And so that would take place for 2,300 days, and then it would be cleansed of them. We understand that, and that tells you, if you add that up, right, that's 76 years, because it comes out to 6.6 months. I mean, comes out to 6.6 months, which we know would translate to actual years. And that's what we are, 76 years now, right? And so it says, right, that's when it'll start. Read it again. Make sure I'm not getting anything. It says, concerning, go on, hold on, maybe I said it wrong. And give both sanctuary and host be trodden on the foot for 76 years. And what was he referring to back here? He's referring to transgress desolation. When will that start? Serving a daily sacrifice, transgress desolation, give both sanctuary and right. So it's about, right? So when did that start? It will last for 76 years and will last for 76 years, 76.6 years, and the desolation begin. At that point, after 76, then that desolation will take place. So I'm going to go back again, make sure you understand this, brothers and sisters, because these bad translations, but anyway. Which spake how long the vision concerning daily sacrifice, right? Okay. And then you got to be careful with daily sacrifice, right? But this refers to the lamb specifically, but anyway. In the transgression of desolation, right? Until then. The sacrifice until then, right? Until the transgression of desolation, that is. And during that time, there be the sanctuary, both the sanctuary and the host be tread on the foot. So you got to read this carefully, right? See one more time, then move on. Right? Okay. Period of time would be the sanctuary and host on the foot. That's 76 years, right? That will lead up to the transgression of desolation or the abomination of desolation. Then after that, the sanctuary will be cleansed. Okay? So I said, chapter 11, chapter 12 is very difficult. In fact, if you're going to read other stuff about, it's very difficult because you got to parse the words and figure out who's we're talking about, what they're referring to here. Because it sounds like, well, let's look at it from another point of view. How long shall be the visions of vision concerning daily sacrifice? Okay, it's concerned about a daily sacrifice. See, and lower them that daily sacrifice is this, right? This during the time, right? When we're going through tribulation, we're going through Holocaust. Because we don't want to make daily, but it's a daily sacrifice. But it's, anyway, I'm not going to, anyway, and it's, okay, so the sacrifice, yeah, so it's during the time about sacrifice. That should be enough right there. It's during the time about sacrifice, right? And transgression, desolation, abomination, desolation, right? See, to give, and then there's another event, and then to give both sanctuary and host be trodden on foot. That's another event. So you got 3 events there. Okay? And so for 76 years, they're going to be, the land and the people are going to be trodden on the foot. Until the transgression of desolation, and then the sanctuary be clean. So how long, then you got to figure how long transgression of desolation, right, takes place, right? But then to my daily sacrifice, and that's a hard one right there to explain to you. I'm gonna leave it there. I was gonna go into it, but I said no. I'm gonna keep it short. Maybe tomorrow I'll go and do more deeper. So there you go, right there. See, 1948 is 76.6 years to 2024. Right? And that's right. Previous. But your 24, that's this year, that's when it be cleansed. They'll be wiped out. They'll be finished. That's what it's talking about right there. See, the 76 years, all this will be going on. Hope you understand, Paul. All this will be going on for 76 years. That means they'll be trapped on the foot, right? And abomination desolation will take place in that period of time. And then it'll be cleansed. So the abomination desolation is about to come to an end. And that's what this next one tells you. See, it's about to come to an end now. Going to tell you that will last, right? And talking about the sacrifice again, taken away. That sacrifice over. Sacrifice over now. 2020. Okay? Sacrifice over. But we go for the first of the year, which is March. It's over. Sacrifice taken away. That's why you got to read this carefully. And so the sacrifice is taken away. No sacrifice anymore. And says that will be probably 3.5 years, which puts you at 2023 October. Maybe say November. Like I said, it's close in there, but we know how actually October. That's when abomination actually started. It's desolation. Okay. So let me close out, brothers and sisters. Now it's talking about pushmobiles. Now see, you got those, I tell you, all the people with Elijah, they was pushmobiles. You got them out there right now. He stopped pushing, they stopped moving. So they haven't went any further. Oh, I got the message of black man. Okay, that's old news. That's not moving forward. You haven't advanced it. You haven't took it less to the next level. You still Negro butt. Not Negro butt, but you still, well, you're probably Negro butt too, some of them are demons. But the point is, what I'm saying is, you still a pushmobile. Because that's what I'm saying. Besides all of them, with Elijah. They stand still, they haven't moved forward. Only one who's moved forward is Master. The only one who's moved forward is Suleiman. In a big way. Not only to explain Elijah's teaching, but took the next step. And now I got the angel. But everybody stuck because they were more pushmobiles. That's why I said, oh my God, you okay, yeah, fine. Because you haven't went any further. Have you went any further? You took those lessons any further? Because that's what happens. Pushmobile, they don't go any further than you push them. In thought or in action. See? You teach them addition and subtraction, they remember it, the timetables, but whatever. Right? But they don't, 5 plus 3 is 8, yeah. How much? 8, 3 plus 5. They pushmobile, all of them out there. And they liars and thieves because it says they should be seeking the son of the message of the covenant. But they're not thinking. And they pushmobile like Elijah. It's really the same thing right now. They come in and pushmobiles like God. Yeah, but we moved on. The whole world's moved on. Sunnis has no impact on the world today. I don't care how many people followers they claim they're getting. Who's ruling the world? Adam is. And he's ruling with this. But now you got a greater mind on the scene that's destroying his mind. Greater light destroys lesser light. It's just that's the way it is. And so he said the angel starts out just like the sun. It comes over the horizon, just those rays. But before long, it's noon, and everything's lit up. That's what's happening. It says, pretty soon, when that war, it says, this next phase, everybody's telling you the next phase is about to happen. They don't call it that because they don't understand, like I understand it, but they can see with their eyes. This thing is about to blow. It's getting worse every day. It's getting worse every day. It's about to boil. You see it bubbling already. And when it happens, it tells you all things that happen. It says, the inner eyes coming to me. Because some people gonna wake up there, and they already got a little coup going on right now in the background. Oh, there's some things you don't know, brothers and sisters. They already got a trouble. They got trouble in paradise right now. Farrakhan's about to be overthrown. There's waiting. What's the cue? They're waiting for the right trigger to be sure. I don't know why they need to be sure he got him, but to be sure, because when he said war breaks out, because they know Farrakhan's lying. He tried to jump on it now. They know he's lying. He said that seals it. He's the messenger of the covenant. He said, "Come run to me," and they tear Farrakhan to pieces. Oh, he's going to survive it because he's going to be part of the demon corps, right? But he may need 2 wheelchairs because they're going to buzz his ass, right? And Mishma and all the rest of them. And then, like I know, they be getting the hell out of there right now. Right? Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. This is what you're facing. And I said, I'm all in. They say things supposed to happen, maybe happening right now, sometime in the next 48 hours. And they already said, Hezbollah, Iran said, we don't care. We don't care if it starts of World War III. Reasonable, we don't care. Oh, wow. Don't get angry. They never talked that before. And we know, at least I know how it's going to end. Not being good for them. But they can't help it because I told you how pressure works. Because they're the weakest, the collisions are more fatal, more vital. Good thing I talk a little longer. I told you they're going to be attacking us. Have you noticed? Have you read the news lately? They're attacking blacks over in Britain. So it's not a little premature. They're actually attacking. They got a race, somewhat of a race war going over there. They're actually attacking blacks. They got little street corners that if you come past there, you stop for the light or whatever. If you ain't black, they put you out. If you ain't white, they put out the car and beat your ass. I heard about them killing anybody yet. But they got a little race war going over in Britain right now. So is that a preliminary? Because what happened here? Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. Okay. So, people that walk in darkness see the great light. That dwell in the land of the shadow of death, upon them hath the light shine. You understood the angel key, understand that. See? Think back time. I mentioned this is down to my time. This one was very difficult because you cannot figure this out just in Daniel. You have to know how Daniel interacts with the angel. And the angel time and a half is very difficult. They even figured out an angel. And I'm not going to it now, but it refers back to chapter 18 when the total economies collapsed. See, I heard that man clothed in linen which was upon the waters of the river, which held his right hand and left hand to heaven and swore him that lived forever and ever. There should be times half when he shall accomplish to scatter the power of holy people, holy things should be finished. Now this is very difficult. Let me give you a little taste here. It says that it shall be for a times a half, when shall have accomplished to scatter the holy. Now, what's happening? This is the abomination of desolation, right? That's when it be finished. So it says, when shall have accomplished to scatter the holy people. That's when it's finished. But when those of you who ain't paid attention to the angel at all knows this to myself, he would nourish the woman for times and a half from the face of a serpent. But that's what Suleiman goes in on. See, that's why I don't want to talk this, because there's confusion. And when does that happen? See, it happens when the war's going on and, right, abomination of desolation is over. That's when the second phase kicks in. And that's when that kicks in, that's when Iran takes control of the Middle East and all the economies collapse. That's chapter 18. American economy collapse, European economies collapse. See? And that's it. That's when abomination of desolation is over, because Iran just defeated Israel. That's what it says. And when they shall accomplish, scatter unholy, right? I was talking about this. I'm gonna just give you a little brief on that one. I'm not going to give you a time frame when all this will be happening. See? Because it mentions, it starts, says that's when Suleiman would go to when he takes control in Hawaii. And when that happens? It happens when the war's going on, and Michael's angels, or she'll take control of the Middle East. False Israel's under siege, right? By the Palestinians, so they not, right? See? They're not under false Israel power anymore. Remember the one trodden underfoot? It's over. We shall accomplish. See, there had to be accomplished. That's over. Shall be for a time now when he shall have accomplished to scatter the holy people. It's finished. See, shall have accomplished to scatter. See, but that's part of that. That's part of what's the dynamics of Palestine. They forced them, scatter them all over the Middle East and everything else. That's over. I'm gonna leave it there, brothers and sisters. Okay. But it says, I mentioned it. It says, remember I told you that's when the pop is over? So I said 3.5 years or whatever. So all that's over. If you're still alive, you still made it, and you ain't abomination, you ain't what do you call it, shaving the pulpit. It says blessed. Because now that's officially paradise. It's all over. Apocalypse is over. That's on the covenant. I'm gonna let it go, brothers and sisters, right here, because we talk about this quite a bit. So I'll just go ahead and right, tell you what land is. Messenger of the covenant. We don't talk about this. See, he's a messenger too. A temple. When they say temple, he says that some dish was set in the temple. That means he sat in Elijah's seat for 2 years. Who's doing that? Not me. Okay. They're talking about the one robbing God. He's cursed with a curse. That's Farrakhan, the eunuch. Okay, let me close out here, brothers and sisters. Okay, brothers and sisters, the watchman out. Watchman out.